Hello everyone. Today in this video, I'll be talking about who should you pull in the version 1.6 of Zenless Zone Zero. In the 1.6, we're going to get Silver Soldier Envy, Trigger, Burnice, and Julian. We're going to get Burnice and Julian reran. So we're going to talk about that. So if you're new to the channel and you just spawned on YouTube, hit the subscribe, like the stream, hit the bell notifications, and let's get started. So, should you pull for Silver Soldier Envy, as known as Silver Zero Envy? Well, do you like playing? Now, ask yourself this question. Do you like playing Harumasa? If you don't like playing Harumasa, then you should pull Silver Soldier Envy. No question asked. Go ahead, close your eyes, pull this character, and never build Harumasa. If you're Harumasa, if you have not built Harumasa, if you don't like play his play style, and you don't like playing him, this is your solution. This is your solution. You are getting an electric attacker who is much better than Harumasa. Of course, she's going to do much damage than Harumasa. So she's going to be a better character, of course. So Silver Soldier Envy is for you. Perfect character for you, for your account, if you have not built Harumasa. Alright? And she's basically power creeping Harumasa. Now, if you have a well-built Harumasa and you know how to play him, now the thing with Harumasa is most people don't see it. Most people say Harumasa is not that great. Silver Soldier Envy is great. Look, in a Hoyoverse game, all the new units are gonna be greater than the older ones. Like, there's gonna be there because of the buff and all this stuff goes on, like in shield defense, and you got all these buffs and all. So to sell the units in the game. So that's common predatory in Hoyoverse games. Like, that's how you sell a character. That's how you make money off gacha games. So look, ask yourself, do you really need this character? Now, if you really don't need this character and you have a well-built Harumasa, this character is aimed for you. But if you ask me, should you pull this character, Silver Soldier Envy? Now that really depends. If you have Harumasa and you don't want to pull Silver Soldier Envy, let's say you are a free-to-play character and you have a very limited polychrome and you want to get Silver Soldier Envy and both Trigger, then I will say go for Trigger and then skip Silver Soldier Envy and get her on the rerun. I think that will be the best advice for the free-to-play players. And for the light spender, I think you can, if you get lucky and get both, that's good. But I feel Trigger might be the most important character than Silver Soldier Envy. But hey, if you can swipe, go ahead and get them both, just win 50-50s and get them both. Simple as that, so just get them both, I guess, if you want them both. But look, in my opinion, I think Silver Soldier Envy is very good electric attacker. I think she's gonna do a ton of amount of damage, better than Harumasa, of course. But if you recently pulled Qingyi for Harumasa, then I would say just get Trigger, alright? Just get Trigger and just stick with your Harumasa. If your Harumasa is well-built, stick with it. If you don't have any well-built Harumasa, then go for Silver Soldier Envy. That's what I'm gonna say. Now let's talk about Trigger. Trigger is an electric stunner. She is an off-field electric stunner who can do amount of damage. She can enhance the attacker, enhance your DPS I think enhance your DPS damage. From what I saw in the live stream, she enhanced the damage of your DPSs, and she is really good with a lot of the attacker characters. So I think Trigger is a very must pull. I wouldn't say must pull, but it really depends. If you have Qingyi, I wouldn't say Trigger is a must pull, because when it comes to Qingyi is a burst stunner who relies on burst. Now with the Trigger, she's an off-field stunner who does put up damage and supports and buff your team. And she doesn't need to. The one great thing about Trigger is that she doesn't need to shoot the enemies to make them stun. She applies the stun already. So it's really crazy how insane Trigger is. I think Trigger is very valuable character, and Trigger basically power corrupting Qingyi. So those people who are still thinking whether you should get Qingyi, I would say get Trigger. I think Trigger is more valuable than Qingyi in my opinion. But yeah. So if you just pull Qingyi and still want Trigger, I think you can go for it. I think having two stunner characters in your account is not going to harm anything. The more characters you have, the better roster you'll have in the future of your character. You know, your account will be great. I feel, you know, that Trigger is a very, very valuable character, and you cannot just ignore that. I think Trigger is a very valuable character. So if I have to rate which character would be greater to pull in the version 1.6, I think I will rate Trigger. Trigger will be the best valuable character to pull ahead of Silver Soldier Army. Now, if you are a whale, you can get them both, but I think Trigger gives you the more valuable. Because having an electric stunner with an off-field who can do off-field damage, and she can enhance your DPS's damage, and she's literally amazing. Like she has such an insane amount of valuable things in her kit, and I think she's just a overall one of the best stunner in the game than Qingyi. Qingyi is great, but I think Trigger is just greater value than Qingyi. So I think this character, you cannot sleep on it. Qingyi is still good. With Qingyi, don't get me wrong, Qingyi is great with Harumasa team, but I think Trigger is more versatile. You can play with her with any team, and I think she's going to be very valuable. So in my opinion, Trigger is the best value in this version to pull, hands down. Now let's talk about Burnice. Now Burnice is also getting a rerun. A lot of people are going to say, is this a bait banner? Is Burnice Julian is a bait banner? I would say no, it's not. But it really depends. Since I have them both, I don't need them. I have Burnice and Julian in my account, so I don't need them. But those people who don't have it, should you pull it? Let's talk about Burnice. So Burnice is an anomaly fire character. She works great with any team. Like she works great with anomaly team like Yanagi or with Lucy, because they're from the same faction. So I think Burnice, you can. She's not a must-pull character, but having Burnice is that she can apply anomaly fire damage constantly. Like she can burn the enemies. So basically, when she does burn the enemies will break. She will break the enemies, and the enemy will just stood there for a while. Like it's kind of like basically getting stunned, but not stunned. She's applying anomaly fire. So what does it mean when she does apply fire? The enemy breaks. And that's when you swap your DPS and do damage. So Burnice can apply instant amount of fire anomaly, and I think she's a great off-field sub DPS anomaly character, and you can't go wrong with Burnice. So I think Burnice is a very valuable character, and having her in your account is a blessing, because she can apply constant burning, and it is so great when you can apply constant burning on the enemy, and the enemy will break the enemy shield will break. And that gives you an advantage in the battle to swap your DPS and then just do shit amount of damage. So I think Burnice is a very valuable character in my opinion, but she's not a must pull. But if you want her, I think I can recommend you to pull for this character. Now let's talk about Julian. Now Julian is also getting a rerun. I think Julian is an amazing attacker. Ether DPS. I have Julian, and Julian is just an amazing. When you play as Julian, you might will have to get used to it, because Julian is not an easy character to play, but you have to get used to it. But once you get the hang of playing Julian, she is just amazing. She is great with Nicole, and especially with Astrayao, because she's an Aether support character who can buff the whole team. So Julian value just got better with Astrayao. So I think Julian is an amazing character. I have a pretty well built Julian. So would I recommend Julian? Well, I think Julian, you can go wrong with Julian. You can pair her with Nicole, and you can pair her with Trigger if you go with Trigger, or if you have already Qingyi. She's worked great with Qingyi as well. They synergize well with each other, and I'm sure she's gonna work well with Trigger as well. So if you like this character, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you, but is she a must pull in your account? And if you're lacking an Aether DPS, I would say wait till 1.7 version, because we are going to get another character. I think there's Umbrella Girl. I think she's going to be in the version 1.7. I don't remember her name, but she's also going to be an Aether anomaly character. Now, is she going to be a support or DPS? So I think Zuyan is coming in second phase. So wait till 1.7 live stream and see what we are going to get an Aether character next patch. She's going to be an Aether DPS or support. We don't know. So I would say wait for 1.7 live stream, and then make up your mind whether you want to pull that another Aether character that's coming in 1.7, or whether you want to pull Julian. Now that really depends on you, but don't pull Julian on day one. When the second phase comes, wait till 1.7 update and 1.7 live stream, and then make up your mind. Then you can make a good decision what's good for your account. But I would say that really depends on your choice. You can go either wrong with Julian or either the character that's coming. But she's not going to be attacker. She's going to be an anomaly DPS, if I'm not wrong. But we'll wait. We'll see how in the 1.7 live stream when it happens. But you know, I think you can go with Julian. Can go with Julian as well. Can go wrong with Julian. But I think out of all these 4 characters, I think the pull value of Trigger is more important than anything. So full value of Trigger, I would rate number 1. I would say number 2 would be Silver Soldier Anvi, because of if you have full value Trigger is very important because she's a stunner character who can fit in any team. So I think having her in your account is going to be a massive difference. So I would rate her Trigger at number 1. Number 2 would be Silver Soldier Anvi because she's a DPS electric character attacker, and her value is I would rate 2nd place because she is going to be the dominant electric attacker DPS. Now if you don't have Harumasa build, I think her full value will be greater. So I would rate 2nd Silver Soldier Anvi, and then I would rate Burnice at number 3. Burnice, again, a great off-field anomaly fire sub DPS who can apply burn constantly. So I think she's great. Julian is also an amazing Aether DPS. So I think her full value is also amazing. So I will rate Burnice at 3 and Julian at number 4. But yeah, that will be it. So good luck to anyone who's pulling. Hope you get the characters you want. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Bye.